I said, me being me, I'm not perfect, never was, but I try to be involved as much as I can, the most respectful way that I can. None of us was perfect, but I tried to be, at least I tried. They wasn't trying at all. To continue, I don't know what was her thing with me, but I guess she kind of followed that something was wrong with me. Like I was autistic or somewhat. I think she followed along like something was wrong with me. But I never knew that I was being judged. I just thought that I was just friends with everybody, acquaintances with everyone around. But I guess that's not how I was viewed. So let's start another incident I had with her. This one time, I told her that I had work at 10. And before she left, I said, make sure you're back on time so I can go to work. That was agreed upon. Continue. I'm so sorry. Got paused. Okay. So another incident with Jamilah. I told her I gotta go to work, could be here at 10. She said okay. So I take her for kids for a couple of hours. And then I start brushing my teeth. I got ready for work. And I call Jamilah. She's not picking up. Time is running. My ride is here for work. She's not here. I started to freak out. But I ended up going outside because Jamilah was friends with this one girl who was the girlfriend of her neighbor, and they are friends, circle. The Jamilah and the neighbor and his girl was close. So I go outside and I see the girlfriend, mind you, they're close. The way they hang out, they were close. I told this girl, hold Jamilah's kids while I go to work. And I told her Jamilah is not that far. She's coming home because she should be home. And y'all live next door to each other. You can take care of the kids. That's reasonable. So I stand up arguing with Jamilah's neighbor friends. They're not strangers. I start arguing with her. I'm telling her, like, just wait 20 minutes with the kids. She'll come. She said, I'm not doing that. They're not my kids. They're not my kids, Nina. I am not taking care of these kids. And these kids can hear, and they're, like, getting upset. Like, kids can record stuff with their minds. So I argued with her, and then I gave up. And I called Jamilah, and I said, where are you at? Come get the kids. I got to go to work. She wasn't picking up. But she texted me, though. So in the text message, I said, I'm going to work. Come take the kids, you know? And then nothing. I wasn't getting a proper response with, I'll come at this time. I'll do this and that. No. And I didn't like that at all. So what did I do? I said, okay. So her friends won't take care of the kids for even 20 minutes until she comes. So I went down the hill and I went to a family member, like my stepfather's part of the family. Someone lived down the hill, but she knows them because they're also related. So I was like, let me just go down the hill and go leave them at this older woman's house. That's what I did. I went down the hill. I went to this old lady's house. She was home. And I left the kids there. She was praying, so I didn't have time to tell her, hey, take care of these kids. But there were other kids there, so I just kind of took them in the house, and I told them, wait here for your mom. So I walked a little bit. Then I saw a couple of her other friends. So I walked a little bit, and then I seen her other group of friends. She knows these people. The man was a cousin of mine, blood cousin of mine. The girl was a white girl. But they loved each other, so, you know, yay. So I seen them, and they used to hang out. At this time, they used to hang out a lot. And I seen them walking my direction. And then I told them, hey, I'm going to work. If Jamilah asks you where her kids are at, please tell her they're at so-and-so's house. I made sure to repeat that to the friends. They said, okay. Then I went to work. The following 2 days, the first friend I asked the one I was yelling back and forth with, to look over the kids for even 20 minutes, her little best friends. She ends up telling Jamilah, by the way, Nina left your kids stranded. And then Jamilah believes that. She leaves out the part where I begged her to hold the kids. Ends up telling Jamilah that I was the bad guy in the scenario. Leaves out the part where the kids had to hear her say, I will not take care of them. By the way, the kids and her kid are friends. She said no. She had left her kid to play with Jamilah's kids with no issues at all. But she ends up telling Jamilah that it was my fault and I left her kids stranded outside. And I never did such thing. So before I could explain myself to Jamilah, when I did come back to her crib from work, Jamilah tells me outside that I abandoned her kids, that I wasn't a good person. Then she says, you were homeless, I took you in. She was like, aren't you the same person that said, oh, I'm homeless, my mom doesn't like me, let me stay with you outside in public? Well, there's people around. She said that to me. And I couldn't talk back because whenever I was trying to speak, she would shut me down. And I was getting emotional. My emotions were peaking. I was getting overstimulated because everything she was saying was wrong. Because I went through different stages trying to make sure Jamilah's kids were safe before I went to work. She didn't make that option, but I did. I went inside and I cried. I cried because she embarrassed me and she would not listen to me and hear what I had to say. So I stopped talking to Jamilah's friends because of what she did to me. Now, with that being said, let's continue to a different thing that Jamilah did.